Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. We're going to talk about Bidao. I erased my earlier video because there was some information missing. Bidao looks much better now in this light. I'm still not going to say it's not a scam because I still think there's a chance that it is. But to me, I think like all ICOs, IEOs, before they actually launch and establish themselves, could actually be scams. Now, Bidao does have partnerships with Chainlink. Have partnerships with Ontology and Tron, so that gives them a little bit of standing. But we know that like sometimes scam coins partner with good coins because the good coins don't really check. So it doesn't give me that much standing with Bidao. But the other information I've been given tells me that they could be legitimate because their team is fairly unknown to me, and that's generally not a good thing. But realistically, most teams I don't really recognize the people. So it's unless it's like Metallic or like Charles or someone like that, I don't really recognize them. So let's actually get this thing straight. Like it's not supposed to be available to U.S. customers, but because they're in Germany, you don't have to do KYC under $10,000 investment. So that's how they kind of skirt around the U.S. SEC. They're not violating the law in their home jurisdiction. So they don't ask you for KYC unless you invest more than $10,000. Now, I wouldn't invest $10,000 in Bidao. Like a couple of hundreds, probably the most I would splash in it if I wanted to invest in Bidao. But just because it's legal in Germany doesn't actually mean it's legal in the United States. Remember, like Binance tried this and Bitfinex tried this, and neither of that worked because Binance didn't do KYC. So they basically told the U.S. SEC, we have no idea who these people are because we don't do KYC on certain accounts. And the U.S. SEC was like, nope, that doesn't work. If you want to, you're still violating the law if you don't do KYC and you are open to the United States and you're serving U.S. people even without your notice. You have to do a better job of actually informing people. So Binance, that's why Binance left the United States. And that's why Binance.us started. And we know that Bitfinex is trouble with the New York Attorney General. It's the same principle. Bitfinex is like, they didn't do KYC. They told us they weren't from the US. And they're like, nope, that doesn't work because I'm pretty sure you knew they were from the US. You just didn't really pay attention, and that excuse does not work. So they still might be violating US law, even though they're not violating German law. But that really doesn't concern me all that much. The reason it concerns me a little bit because it's somewhat shady, but it's not, doesn't concern me all that much. And the reason is a lot of crypto companies actually do this. I would say like most ICOs do this. They don't actually check to see if your IP's from the States or not. They just ask you if you're from the States or not. If you say no, they believe you, which is dumb because people will lie, obviously. But that doesn't really concern me that much because a lot of other cryptocurrencies do it. Now, there are a number of people telling me that they didn't get their coins from Bidao once they paid. Now, there's three reasons for this, and if you fall under one of these three reasons, it's not Bidao's fault. One is someone told you to send them like X amount of coins to an address that wasn't actually Bidao, and you sent them, and that's, you just fell for a scam giveaway, unfortunately. And there's not much we can actually do about that. It's not Bidao's fault. You have to do your research. The only way you can buy Bidao is via the Bidao ICO site, by the way. You cannot buy it through a third-party site. If someone directs you to a third-party site, it is probably a scam, and you don't want to do that. The other thing is if you invested $150, you can't invest under $150. The minimum investment is $150. You won't get coins if you invest under $150. The third reason is you actually have to confirm the transaction with the hash. And that's kind of like the hash of you sending them the coins, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure it is because that's just generally how these things work. And if you didn't put in your hash right, that the transaction can't confirm and you won't get your coins. So that step, you can just, a lot of people don't understand. Once you actually send them your coins, you have to look at the hash of the transaction and then plug it in. And that's how you actually get the coins actually. So make sure you check off those three boxes. If you sent it to some random address, you just got tricked and there's not much Bidao or anyone else can do about that. You only can buy Bidao coins on their website. If you spent under $150, check their Telegram channel. They might be able to help you, but the minimum to invest is $150. And if you don't understand how to plug in the hash rate, ask someone because realistically, like that's actually fairly easy. When you send any coin via blockchain, you actually have a hash for the transaction, and you can plug that in. You can easily check on the blockchain, or whichever wallet you sent it from should actually have a record of the transaction, and you should be able to get that. You can check on their you can check on you can check their Telegram. Ask one of the administrators. Don't talk to one of the regular members in there about that. Ask the administrators, because they're not going to try to take your money. If you ask some random member and you give them like information, they might actually take your stuff. Talk to one of the administrators. Talk to Bidao directly on their Telegram. Don't just contact any random member in there. Will I help you with this? No, because I don't want to deal with it. I know how to do it. Yes, I understand the hash rate thing. It's pretty easy to understand, but it's better that if you ask one of their administrators rather than ask me. I don't really have anything to do with the Bidao project, and I'm not really that interested in being their tech support, because that's their job. That's not my job. So that's the three things. The other thing is, with different coins, it actually takes a different amount of time, and that's basically based on how fast your coin is. Like if you send them Ethereum and the Ethereum network is congested, it's going to take a long time. If you send them Bitcoin, it's going to take longer than if you send XRP. Well, actually, I won't say that, because like it doesn't completely depend on the actual time that the coin actually is in transit. Some coins just take longer than others for whatever reason. It's probably how they set up their system. So like if you use like Ethereum, it could come in 10 minutes. If you use like XRP, it could take like a day or something like that. That's what I've heard from people, even though XRP is a faster coin than Ethereum. It's just how Bidao actually sets it up and confirms. So those are the three things you need to look for. That's what Bidao is. I'm not going to say if it's a scam or not. I'm always suspicious of Binance IEOs or any kind of ICO before they've actually proven themselves, especially if they don't have a big name on their team, which Bidao really doesn't. But right now, like there's a lot of people that said they actually got their coins really quickly. So that actually looks good. So Bidao actually looks a lot better than I originally thought after getting more feedback. And this is just an updated video. I'm not going to say one way or the other, whether they're good or bad or something. But I will say that if you're having trouble with Bidao, please check the 3 steps that I just outlined and make sure that you follow the ICOs directly. Now, once again, if you're in the United States, I don't recommend you buy this, because it's really not legal in the United States, and they're basically just skirting around the law by offering non-KYC via Germany, because it doesn't violate their country's laws. But it is actually not legal in the United States for ICOs. You need to register I think you do need to register with the SEC, and I'm pretty sure Bidao actually didn't, because there's only been one company that's registered with the SEC, and it's not Bidao, it's some other I think it's like some other blockchain project. So that's the only issue, like real legal issue I have. But like I said, a lot of coins do that, so I'm not really that concerned about that. But it's play at your own risk. Know what you're risking. IEOs are always risky. They can blow up at any time, or you can lose money on them. But I do believe there is probably a little bit of money to be made in Bidao if you're willing to take a bit of risk. I'm just not going to do it myself, because I prefer to stay completely on the legal side, and I actually would encourage everyone to stay on the completely legal side when you're dealing with crypto as well. So that's the video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it's better than the last video. Thank you, and have a nice day.